Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth video in the series of RBI Grade B DPR 2022 questions. So far, I have discussed 35 questions, and I hope you liked it. And now, let us discuss some more questions here. So, question number 36. Now, here it was given that a country follows a flexible exchange rate system, and then it was asked if the domestic interest rate increases, then which of the following statement is true. So let us look at this, guys, how to solve this. So I think a very simple question again. So if the domestic interest rate increases, so let us say id is the domestic interest rate. So if id increases, so what will happen? Id, the difference between id and if will increase, right? Assuming if remains constant. If here is some foreign countries interest rate. Let us assume d is India and f is US. So the difference between the interest rates between India and US will increase, right? And since id is increasing, so the foreign investors, so they will be attracted to India, to invest in India, because they will get a better return in India. So we will witness capital inflows into our country, right? Foreign capital inflows. So definitely, if the interest rate increases, if the domestic interest rate increases, capital account will improve, right? Okay. Now, what will be its impact on the current account? Now, if interest rate increases, so what will happen? As you just saw, if interest rate increases, there will be foreign capital inflow. Now, because of those fair foreign capital inflow, there will be some impact on our exchange rate. Now, what will be this impact? Now, foreign capital inflows will lead to what? So foreign investors, so they will come with dollars to invest in the Indian economy. So in order to invest in Indian economy, they will need rupees. So they will exchange those dollars with rupees, right? So they will demand for rupees and they will sell dollars. So what will happen if the demand for rupee increases? So the exchange rate. So our the exchange rate will appreciate. That is, rupee will become relatively expensive with respect to dollar, right? So the domestic currency, so that will appreciate, right? Now, what will be its impact on the current account? Now, if domestic currency appreciates, so our exports will become expensive, relatively expensive, right? So there will be decline in the exports, right? And on the other hand, the imports will become cheaper, relatively cheaper. So imports will increase. Now this will lead to worsening of the current account, because current account, we can write it as x minus m. So x is decreasing, m is increasing, so this will further worsen the current account situation, right? So what we have got, if the domestic interest rate increases, so two things will happen. Current account will worsen, and the capital account will improve. So I think this should be the correct answer for this one. Okay, so question 37 now. Now here, nominal wages of 2 years were given, and CPI was also given for the same 2 years. And so I could not remember the exact data regarding this question. So what I could remember is that for the year one, CPI was 126, and the wage rate, the nominal wage, was given as 12,600. So this for year two, I'm not able to remember what were the figures. And then it was asked to calculate whether the real wage increased or decreased, and by how much percentage. So I think again a very simple question. Yes, little bit calculation you have to do, but like real wage, you can always uh, write it as the nominal wage divided by the CPI, because CPI, like, it is a price index. So if you divide the nominal wage by the price index, so you will then get the real wage. So so the nominal wage divided by CPI. So this will give you the real wage. So calculate the real wage for both the years, and then just observe whether the real wages increase and decrease, and by how much percentage. When I solved it, I got this as the answer. So let me know, guys, if your answer differs. But what I got, the answer was this, minus 9.38 percentage. Okay, next question, question number 38. Now here, labor demand and labor supply curves were given. In fact, the equations were given. So equation for labor demand was given, an equation for labor supply was given, and then it was asked to calculate the economic rent of labor. So guys, I think again a very simple question. So I'm not able to remember, what were the exact demand and supply equations, but what you had to do was just plot the labor demand. So it was something like this: a linear labor demand and a linear labor supply, and then this is the economic rent. So find out the equilibrium wage rate, and then the area between this. So this area represents the economic rent of the labor. So again, I think a very simple question. If you just know what represents the economic rent. Okay, next question, question number 39. So I think very straightforward question. It was asked that what is the net barter terms of trade of a nation. So I don't remember the other options. One option was this, and I think this was the answer. So price index of exports divided by price index of imports into 100. So I think a direct formula. This is the formula for net barter terms of trade, right? Now, next question, question number 40. So here, guys, the language may differ slightly. What was asked in the exam and what I could remember. So what I could remember was that they had given us the new loans made as 1,000, and the fractional reserve ratio was 1/3. And then it was asked by how much the deposits will grow. So I think again a very straightforward question. First you will find the deposit multiplier. So that will be what, one upon the reserve requirement. So that is 1/3. So this will be 3, and then you multiply this deposit multiplier by the this change in the loans, that is the new loans made. So 1,000. So this will be 3,000. I think 3,000 was one of the options. Other options I am not able to remember, but I hope 3,000 was the answer for this one. Okay, next question, question number 41. So, guys, this was a question in which they had mentioned something like fixed cost was mentioned, and then a break even point was mentioned. And then I think they asked us to calculate the final profit. So, I'm really sorry, I'm not able to remember what was the exact question and the values, but all I could remember is it was somewhere linked to these things. There was fixed cost, break even point, and final profit was asked to calculate. So I believe it must not have been a very difficult question. I mean, yes, it may be a little bit lengthy. You may have to solve it, but that is what I could remember, guys, for this question. Now the next one, question number 42. So it was given that. So, guys, this was related to the monopolistic and monopsonistic exploitation of labor. So here, this was given to us that value of marginal product of labor is greater than the marginal revenue product of the labor, and which is greater than the price, or you can say the wage rate. So, guys, if you have studied this concept, so I think this should be the answer. That is, it was the case of both monopolistic as well as monopsonistic exploitation. Because if this condition is satisfied, that is if VMPL is greater than MRPL, so this represents monopolistic exploitation. And if further the marginal revenue product is greater than the wage itself, then this refers to the monopsonistic exploitation. So I believe the correct answer should be the option A. Okay, next question, question number 43. So again, guys, this one also I'm not really sure. So all I could remember for this question was that there was a cost function was given, and it was a cubic function in output. And then it was asked to calculate the what is the minimum price that the firm should charge to produce a positive output. Now again, guys, the language may differ. So please help me if you know better than me. I mean, if you're able to remember what was the exact question. So this is the function that I could remember, that it was something like this, that the total cost function was given as x cube minus 4x square plus 10x plus 150, and these were the options, I think. So what I could think in this question is that so what will be the minimum price charged by the firm. So minimum price charged is the minimum of AVC, right? Because otherwise it will not be beneficial for the firm to operate in the short run. So I tried to find that. So from this you can find out the total variable cost. So you exclude this 150, so this will be total variable cost. From this you can find out the AVC. Now if you have the AVC, then you can find out the minimum of AVC. So how will you find out the minimum? Just differentiate this. So this will be 2x minus 4 equal to 0. So x equal to 2. That is at output equal to 2 units. The AVC will be minimum. Now the price charge should be equal to the minimum value of AVC. But when I put in the value of x equal to 2 in AVC, so I'm getting a very small value. That is, I'm getting the price equal to 6 only. But I'm sure I'm missing something here, or I don't know. Like there is something missing or something I'm doing wrong. So guys, please correct me if you know, if you remember what was the exact question, and then how did you solve it. Okay, next question, guys. This was also a very direct question. So the CES production function was given to us. Constant elasticity of substitution production function was given to us. So it was given something like this, and then each of these parameters, this gamma, rho, delta. So these were mentioned, in match the following type of thing. So what I have done here is I have written the correct parameters. So these are all correct values, but they had jumbled this. So I mean, like you got an idea what did they ask. So here the gamma refers to the efficiency parameter. The delta is the distribution parameter. The rho is the substitution parameter, and the elasticity of substitution. Sigma, that is equal to 1 by 1 plus rho. So they ask something like this, to match these parameters. So if the CES production function well, if you know what all these parameters mean, so it must have been very easy for you to solve this. Okay, next question, question number 45. So this was again a theoretical question on RBI. So it was regarding some RBI's currency swap agreement with SARC countries, and then they were asking that they had given some statements regarding this swap agreement, and then we had to find out which is the incorrect statement. So again, these statements may not be perfect. I may have missed something here, but they looked something like this. So the first option was that this agreement was a bi-nation and a multi-nation agreement as well, right? Second option was that this agreement will help India to improve the capital account position, right? And the third option, the third statement was that a third neutral country will be appointed to settle something. Now I don't really remember what was that, but they told that there will be a third neutral country which will be appointed to settle some agreement, or I don't know, there was something written there, but I was doubtful of this statement, whether this is correct or not. So I don't know. According to me, this should be the answer. I mean, this seemed incorrect. The other seemed correct to me, but I'm not sure, guys, about this one. But you got an idea. Like this, there was a question regarding RBI's currency swap agreement with the SARC countries. Okay, next question, question number 46. So this was again a simple question, a direct question. So it was asked that what happens in the case of a monopolistic firm in the long run, and then there were some options that the price is equal to MC, it is equal to AC, less than AC, something, options were something like this. But and then one of the option was that the demand curve becomes tangent to the average cost curve in the long run, and which was the correct option, I think, because uh, you know uh, in the monopolistic firm in the long run the profits are zero, right? However, it does not operate at the minimum point of AC, because in the monopolistic market, the demand curve is still downward sloping, right? It is not horizontal as in the case of perfect competition. So it touches average cost curve, here, I mean, somewhere to the left of this, the minimum point of the average cost curve. So I think the correct answer was that the demand curve touches the is tangent to the average cost curve in the long run in the case of a monopolistic firm. Okay, next question now, question number 47. Now here, they had given us a regression equation, that is yi is equal to alpha plus beta xi plus ui. And then they had given us these four values for yi and xi. These were the values. And then they had asked us to calculate the f ratio, right? And this was a 4 mark question. Okay. So again, I would say easy, an easy question, because like if you know the formula of r square, then it is straightforward. But it is just that it is a bit lengthy, and whenever the question becomes lengthy, whenever you had to calculate many things in a question, then there are chances that you may commit some mistake, right? because while calculating various values, even if you get one value, you calculate one value as incorrect, so the whole, uh, basically you will not be able to find out the answer. Your answer will not match with the options. So the key is to solve these questions very carefully and step by step, very slowly, because there is a huge opportunity cost to come back to this question and check, where you committed the mistake. Okay, so now we have to calculate the f ratio. So f ratio, we know, this formula you must be knowing, that f ratio is r square upon k minus 1 divided by 1 minus r square by n minus k. Now k, we know here, k is 2 because we have two parameters, alpha and beta, and n is 4. It was given because we had four values for xi and yi, right? Now to calculate r square, there are two ways. One is you can calculate r square as ess by tss, that is explained sum of squares by total sum of squares. Now explained sum of squares you can write as summation yi cap minus y bar square, and total sum of square you can write as yi minus y bar square, right? Now yi, y bar you can easily calculate from these values given of yi. Now yi cap you need to find out, right? Now how you find out yi cap? Firstly, you will find out alpha and beta. Once you know alpha and beta, then you will know this fitted line, right? Y cap is equal to alpha plus beta x. So alpha cap basically plus beta cap x. So then you will be able, then you will put in the various values of xi, and then you will write down the yi cap. So maybe you will have to make another column for yi cap here, and then when you have yi cap, then you can calculate the yi cap minus y bar, then square it and then take the sum, and similarly do this for the numerator. So this is one way to calculate r square. Now I found it a bit lengthier because the calculation was going in decimals. So there are no, whenever the calculation goes in decimals, then it is highly probable that you may commit some mistake. Okay, another way to calculate this is r square you can write as beta 2 cap square into s square x by s square y, right? This is also one formula you must be knowing. Now here you need to find three things: beta, right? Sx, that is this is nothing but the standard deviation of x, and sy is the standard deviation of y. Or because the n will cancel out, so simply you can write sx as summation x square, and this so s square x you can write as summation x square, and s square y you can write as summation y square. And beta, the formula of beta, so beta cap is nothing but summation xi yi by xi square. This is in deviations form, and in standard notations it will be summation xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar divided by summation xi minus x bar whole square, right? Now now you know everything, you know the formula of everything, so let us just try to calculate the value of beta 2 first. Okay, or beta, whatever it is. Oh, sorry, wait. So here I've made a table. So here because we need to find out xi minus x bar and yi minus y bar, and then we had to take the product of these two and then sum it, right? So xi minus x bar, so firstly you have to find x bar. So x bar, you just sum these and divide by 4, so x bar you will get it 15. Similarly y bar you will get as 10. Now xi minus x bar, xi, from these values, this is xi, so just subtract these values from x bar, right? So you will get minus 3 minus 2 1 4. Again the same thing for yi minus y bar, so it will be minus 3 minus 1 1 and 3. And then xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar, so do this, so you will get 9 here, 2 here, 1 here, and 12 here, right? And then if you sum all of these, so sum of all of these is 9 plus 2 11, 11 plus 1 12, 12 plus 12 is 24. Very easy. So we are getting summation xi minus x bar into y minus y bar as 24. Now let us calculate summation of xi minus x bar square. So again, we already know xi minus x bar, so just take square of these and add. So 9 plus 4 plus 1 plus 16, so this will be 30. Again, let us also calculate yi minus y bar square. So this is again 9 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9. So this you will get as 20. Now beta 2 cap, then what is beta 2 cap? This will be 24 divided by 30, that is summation xi minus x bar into y minus y bar divided by summation xi minus x bar square. So this will be 24 by 30. So this will be 0.8, right? Now, so let us just plug in these values into this formula. So beta 2 cap, we calculated it as 0.8. So this is 0.8 square. S square x, this is nothing but summation x minus x bar square, and this is s square y is nothing but summation y minus y bar square. And these we have already calculated. Summation x minus x bar square is 30, and this one, the denominator, is 20. So let us just plug in these values as well. Now, when you plug in these values, so you will get what? 0.8 into 0.8 into 30 by 20. So, you'll just cancel out these things. So you will get r square, the value of r square as 0.96. Now, once you have calculated this, now put it in the formula of f. So f was this, this was the formula for f. So this will be 0.96 divided by k minus 1. K minus 1 is 2 minus 1 into, so this will go up in the numerator, n minus k. So n minus k is 4 minus 2, and 1 minus r square, that will be 1 minus 0.96, so that will be 0.04. If you solve this, so you will then get the value of f as 48, and I think 48 was in one of the options, so I think this should be the correct answer for this one. Okay guys, next question number 49. So like this question, many people are saying that this came directly from a test series. So I mean, that may be true, but anyway, this question was not that difficult, and some people are saying that this came from this is mentioned in a standard book as well. But either way, I mean, the question was not that difficult. But yes, if you haven't solved this earlier, so this might have taken a good 10 minutes to solve. But still, I mean, I would say that this is still better than the matrix regression question, which usually RBI asks in the 4 marker. So this year it was a big respite because they didn't ask anything from matrix regression. I mean, I find it a little bit difficult and lengthy to solve. But anyway, so this question, so here what was the thing was, uh, we had to calculate the Pearson's correlation coefficient, and there was a situation in which they had given us these values, and so n was 25, and the thing was that there were two observations which were wrongly recorded. So the wrongly recorded values was 6 comma 14 and 8 comma 6, while the correct values were 8 comma 12 and 6 comma 8. Now they asked us to find out the correct value of the correlation coefficient, right? Now, before proceeding, firstly, of course, you need to know what is the formula of this Pearson's correlation coefficient, because if you don't know the formula, then it is done and dusted there itself. I mean, you just cannot proceed then. So this is the formula, guys. You need to know. Of course, you may be knowing this formula. So n summation xy minus summation x summation y, and then in the denominator it is under root over n summation x square minus summation x square into n summation y square minus summation y square. So now here what we needed to do is that, so there are various terms, for example, summation xy, summation x, summation y, and summation y square and summation x square. Now you need to find out the new values of all of these summations, right? Because the original model had some error, right? The two values were wrongly recorded, so we will subtract the errors committed by those wrong values, and then we will add the new values, the contribution made by the new values. So let us try to find out all of these summations, the new summations that will be there. So firstly, let us find out summation xy. So what will be summation xy? The new ones, right? So these all are the new, the corrected ones. So this will be, now first I will write the old one, the incorrect value. So this was 508, this was given. Now from this I will subtract the incorrect values, like the incorrect summation of xy. So those were 14 comma 6 and 8 comma 6. So I subtracted these, and then I added the product of the new values, right? So this will give me the new summation xy. So if you solve this, you will get as 520. Now similarly, summation x. So in the original model, it was given as 125. So from this, I subtracted the incorrect values. Those were 6 and 8. And then I added the correct values, 8 and 6. So I think, I mean, these will cancel out each other. So anyway, like summation x will remain the same, 125. And same is the case with summation y. you subtract the old values, the incorrect values, then you add the new values. So the summation, this will cancel out again. So summation y will come, will come the same as 100. Now summation x square. Now again, 650 was the old value for x square, and 6 and 8, these were the old values, the incorrect values, and 8 and 6 were the correct values. So you subtract the summation of these old ones, add the summation of the new ones. Again, these will cancel out. 6 square minus 6 square, 8 square minus 8 square. So again, summation x square will remain the same, 650. So see guys, this the calculation was also very simple, not that difficult. Summation y square. So again, 460 was the old value. Now here there will be some change. So you subtracted the old y square, 14 square minus 6 square, and you add the new y square, that is plus 12 square plus 8 square. Now this value will become 436. So from 460 it got reduced to 436. Now you have all the corrected new values of all these summations. Now what we need to do, just plug in these values into this formula, right? And if you plug in these values, so this will look something like this, right? So R will be 25 into 520 minus 125 into 100 divided by under root over 25 into 650 minus 125 square, and 25 into 436 minus 100 square. So what you can do now is to simplify this in the numerator, take out 25 as common. So you will get 520 minus 500. So if you take out 25 common from here, so this will be 5. So this will be 5. So 5 into 100 is 500. And then if you calculate this one, this much, so this will be 625, and this will be 900. And these two are perfect squares. So this is square of 25, this is square of 30. So very easy. So again, in the numerator we will have 25 into 20, and in the denominator we have 25 into 30. So 25 will cancel out, and you will get 2 by 3. And this was one of the options. So I think 2 by 3 should be the correct answer. So I think a simple one. I mean, the calculation was also not that difficult. But yes, indeed, if you had solved this earlier in some test series or in some textbook, then definitely you might have ticked the correct option within 5 or 10 seconds. Okay, next question, question number 50. Now here, it was asked that what will be the effect of expansionary fiscal policy on output and employment, right? So here, if we draw the AS and AD curve, so AD is downward sloping. So there, here is on the vertical axis we have the price, on the horizontal axis we have the output y. So AD is negatively sloped and AS is positively sloped. So you can draw these normal AD and AS. And if there is an expansionary fiscal policy, so this AD curve will shift, towards right. So this is AD dash is the new AD curve. So this will be the new equilibrium point. So this shows that y, the output, it increases. So it was this much earlier, now it got increased to this much, right? So y increased from y to y dash. So that is output will increase. And now, of course, if output is increasing, so unemployment must have declined, because I mean, it may not happen that if output is increasing, then unemployment is also increasing, because I mean that can only happen in the case where there is a huge amount of technological progress. That is, the the productivity of the existing labor increased drastically. But that doesn't happen, and we don't really consider that case. And of course, if you consider that the flip curve holds here, then since the price is increasing, so basically there is inflation in the economy, and this will also reduce the unemployment level. So I think expansionary fiscal policy will lead to increase in the output and decline in the unemployment. So I think B, option B, should be the right answer for this one. Okay, guys, now there were some questions which I'm completely like not aware of. I mean, I tried to remember these, but I could hardly remember. So there was one question related to some over-identified or exactly identified equations. So there were a set of equations, and then we were asked to find out whether they are over-identified or exactly identified. So I have completely forgotten, what those equations were. So I mean, if any of you knows, remembers what was the question, then please do comment that in the comment section down below. Then there was a question from finance which is related to the cost of capital. Now again here, this one also I'm not able to remember what was the exact question, but it was something related to finding the cost of capital. Then there was a question from exchange economy. This question as well, I'm not really sure whether the values that I've written are correct or not, but so we were given a utility function that is u is equal to x to the power zero point 0.5 and y to the power zero point 0.5, and there were two individuals with initial endowments. Now these endowments also I'm not sure whether I've written them correctly. So according to me, it was so for the person A it was 2,6, and for the person B it was 4,4. Now, and then it was asked that what will be the equilibrium in the case of a pure exchange economy, right? Now options as well. I'm not able to remember exactly what were the exact options, but I mean, two options you were able to eliminate because the final consumption was not matching with the total of the initial endowments, right? Because of course you cannot consume more than what you initially had in the economy, right? So two options you could have easily eliminated by that logic. And then px by py, so in one option it was -2 and in the other option it was +2. So I think this one should be the correct, but still I'm not sure, because I'm not sure whether this utility function that I wrote, whether it was this one only or it was something else. So guys, if you remember this one, then please do write down in the comment section below what was the exact question and what is the answer according to you. Then again, there was a question on triangular of a recursive system. Again, not really sure. I've completely forgotten, what they had asked in this. So, okay, guys. So these were the questions which I could remember to a good extent. Other questions too, I do not remember them exactly. So there were some 5, 6 questions more. One was on linear programming. So generally, we tend to ignore linear programming, but RBI can ask questions from this topic as well. And it was an easy question. We had to find out dual of a primal problem. So they had given us one objective function, that is z was given something. We had to maximize something, and then there was some constraints. So this was subject to some. There were, I think, three constraints, and then we had to find out the dual of this primal problem. So if you know the process how to find the dual of a primal, then it is very simple, right? So maximum will become minimum, and then the constraints, the RHS on the constraint, so this will come in the function in the z of the dual. So if you change maximum to minimum, so two options you could eliminate easily by this. And then if you look at the inequality signs, so these inequality signs will also reverse in the case of the dual. So in one of the options it was the same, the inequality sign. In the other option, the inequality sign was reverse of what was in the primal. So I think if you know all of this, if you know how to make dual of a primal, so I think it was a very simple question, right? I'm really sorry I'm not able to remember the exact values, but I mean, you got an idea that yes, uh, RBI can also ask this to find out dual of a primal, right? So, guys, this brings an end to this series. So, I've made 4 videos, and I've tried to cover as many questions as possible with the options and the possible answer and explanation as well. So, I know that these may not be the exact questions which were asked, but they must be very very similar or very very close, because some of the values I may not have remembered correctly. But I hope that you like this series, and this will help future aspirants as well, people who will be giving RBI next year or next to next year, because I mean, previous year questions are a very 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 important source. They are a guiding light, because if you don't have these previous year questions, then you don't know what and how to prepare, because unless you don't know what type of questions can be asked, so the economics is such an open field. There is an ocean to cover, so what will you cover? So I hope that these questions will be a guiding path, a guiding light for the future aspirants as to what type of questions they should practice. And let me know, guys, how you find out this series, and any suggestions or recommendations from you will be always welcomed. And if you think I missed I missed any questions, yes, definitely I missed some 5 or 6 questions. So do mention those questions in the comment section. And also, if in any of these questions, the questions which I have discussed, so if you think that some explanation is incomplete or incorrect, then do let me know. And anything with respect to questions as well, if some question I have written incorrectly, or the options, if you remember that that the options were something else, or anything, so please do let me know. Please feel free to correct me, and do mention in the comment section down below. And also, guys, please like the videos, if you like them, if they were helpful to you. And also subscribe the channel, and also let me know if you guys want some more videos. So I'm planning to make some videos on phase 2 as well. So, but if you guys like, if people want that I should be making videos on the topics that will be important for phase 2, so guys, let me know if I should make videos on phase 2 as well. All right then, guys, goodbye, and thanks a lot for supporting me, and watching all of these videos. So, guys, I forgot to mention that I want to thank some other aspirants as well, who have helped me to frame these questions and the options and the answers as well. Because so many people have texted me about the questions that they remembered, along with the options and the answers. So thank you to everyone who helped me to make these videos, and I hope that this whole exercise will be helpful to everyone who is looking to prepare for RBI Grade B DPR.